Welcome to Two Guys, Three Crowns, the podcast that talks about what it's really like to live in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Sean, and with my fellow American Rodney, we break down the good, the bad, and the just plain weird. It's quite the journey, so join us for the ride.
I said, you want to be charging something, you got to be charging something. I said, you want to be charging something, you got to be charging something.
Oh, ow! I feel like I need a little crotch grab and a moonwalk over here.
Yeah, but that was actually on talking about charging. So I thought that since we
yes. Perfect segue, because I've been away from the house all weekend.
Right.
Doing the Midsommar thing.
Yeah.
Out close. It's not in the archipelago, but it's close to the archipelago.
Okay.
And minutes before us jumping on the pod here, I opened my computer and realized, it's been sitting here all weekend without any power going into it.
Uh-huh.
That's a big old zero battery sitting there. This could be a problem.
Hey, so you send me a text message right before we're going to log on, and you're like, battery.
Houston, I think we have a problem.
So the first thing that goes through my mind is like, yes, Rodney's not the only one having technical problems.
But then I go, wait, I'll hotwire something.
Yes.
So I've got a beautifully designed system of a Claes Olsen surge protector running from the back wall back here where the the router and the modem comes in.
Right.
And then almost suspended in midair to connect to the MacBook, cable and cord. Because ours are shorter over here because I bought mine in the US for the keyboard.
Right.
So I don't get the other half of the power cable. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like the big thick part. Wherever the block stops.
Right.
That's where I have to plug in the little EU adapter. So I got that sitting on the mop bucket, and then it's not just floating in midair, and then we get cut off in the middle of the podcast, and then routed up to my computer safely with a little slack to spare.
Hey, that sounds kind of like one of those frat dorm things with it's like going through, plugging into this to get an adapter to that to go ahead.
Stealing the neighbor's cable. Yeah,
exactly.
Those were the days.
Yes.
Those were the days.
Hey, so we're kind of we are on the tail end of a Midsommar weekend. 3 days.
Right.
3 days, ladies and gentlemen. Starting on Friday.
I feel like this one has been almost a 10-day Midsommar weekend because, as we discussed last time, last week was Midsommar.
Yeah.
But now we're celebrating it.
Technically. Astrologically.
So what'd you do? What'd you get up to?
Well, typically in the past, what we've done is we've done like interchanging Midsommar celebrations. Mm-hmm. So we've had people over, and then we've gone over, and then they've come over to our place, and then we go over. And this is actually the first year that we just stayed at home. We stayed here.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was really nice. Getting together with people and sitting down and spending Midsommar is fantastic. But I got to tell you, going ahead and celebrating Midsommar at your own pace.
I feel you. I feel you right now.
Wearing some shorts and
you don't got to dress up for anybody. You don't got to clean up anybody's mess. You don't have to be in that awkward situation where it's like, so are we leaving soon? Because I don't know if that herring isn't exactly agreeing with me right now. So we either got to get an Uber or we got to make a bomb threat in here or something.
Well, and I mean, us, right? I mean, we redefine being out in the sticks. So, trying to get people to come over to Midsommar, it's like if we invite people over, to Nina's Ham, it's kind of like, hey, do we need one of those PCR tests or something? I'm like, man, we're not that far out of Stockholm. Come on. But
almost, but not quite.
Almost.
Hey, we almost went to your boonie level this weekend. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, we went out to the sticks of.
Here we go.
Värmdö. We went out to this place called So when we were looking this up and we got a recommendation from someone, they texted it through WhatsApp and they said it's
Right.
called Sigesta Gord. Siggesta, second word, Gord.
Wow, you even got like the vowel sounds coming out.
I can't do the double consonant thing. I have no idea what the rules are for that, but
Hey, that was
I
really,
would read it Sigesta Gord.
that was really good. That was really good, Sean.
So we take this bus out
The bus.
to Varmda. We go way past the beach we normally go,
Yeah.
Grislinge,
Yeah.
and we keep going. Packed bus, as usual, always to go out that way. Packed bus. And then it rolls up to what looks like a visitor center, and then they just let us out. And there's nothing else around. There's not a Coop, there's not an Ika, there's not even a laundromat out here, bro.
Holy smoke. Okay.
And I'm like, so I guess we're here.
This is
There's a bunch of flags saying
Yeah.
like restaurant, this like conference center. I'm like, conference center? There's no conference center around here, man.
yeah.
But it ended up being really nice. It was like, I guess, a farm that they've converted for like tourist purposes and all that.
Okay.
So they're raising alpacas. They've got a whole fleet of chickens. They're doing like a chef's garden to serve the restaurant and all that stuff. So it ended up being real nice, real nice.
Okay.
Tons of horses out there. And so Dylan got like a couple pony rides in. He was loving life. But yeah, I was like, hey, let me tell you, when we go down to Uncle Rodney's,
Yeah.
get yourself ready.
You know that's one of those things that that a lot of parents, well, I'm not going to say a lot of Swedish parents cringe, but if your kids start liking horses and they want to get into horses, that's ducats right there. I mean, that's some, that's some expensive stuff. Now, if your kid gets,
yes, it is.
Yeah, but I mean, if your kids are into like hamsters or something like that, that's cool. That's all good. Horses, that's a whole different.
Well, see, my family, we grew up with horses. My mom's a big horse person, so yeah, we were more like the low profile, I would say, of the horse people. I've been around the high end, like a bunch of 12-year-olds who are not even jumping; they show their horses. So it's like a dog show, but for horses, and they ride on top of them. So it's like all these parents are like, well, we have like $120,000 car. Why not buy an $80,000 horse just to make our kid happy and show it? I mean, it's not even an athlete horse. It's like a poodle horse. And it's like, man, people.
Yeah, but that's even that. I mean, that's enough to
First world problems over there.
Hey, that's enough to actually make you hide horses from your kids.
Yes.
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 And avoid all like Western movies or Western TV. You don't want them to see horses or like horses at all.
Well, see, when we went to my mom's place this past Christmas, she's got a pony. Like I wouldn't necessarily, maybe he's a miniature pony, I guess, by his height standards. But then she's got like he's probably on the borderline. I think he qualifies as a horse. I'm sure I'll get called out about this in about 3 days. But we put him up there with my mom on like just after Christmas, and he was freaking out. He didn't like any of it. He wasn't having anything going on with that. He was like, nah, it's too hot. Like, this animal's huge. I don't know what to do. Right. But man, this pony, he was like, I'm ready. He was like, you taking me off of this thing? Pay again. We're going again.
Yeah. My problem growing up was there was a park up in the hills, up in the Berkeley Hills, and it was real popular to take kids up there, and they had pony rides, where you put the kids on the pony and then they just go around in that little circle. But with me growing up, the minute I was on anything that moved, I was out. I would pass out. I was just asleep. So, that's about, and I think we actually have pictures of me. So it would be like excitement to do the pony ride, and then you get on the pony, and then I was just out. As soon as it was like gloom, 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 I was asleep.
I've got anxiety, people.
And then, from there, right next to the pony ride, it was like, okay, let's go try the merry-go-round. As soon as the merry-go-round started moving, I was like, oh yeah.
It goes up and down. Rodney passes out, slumps off the horse, and then gets spun out. And then he's lying in a ditch next to the merry-go-round.
I'm sleeping here.
I love it. I love it.
Now, were you guys, was it a family-only outing? Was it something that you... Okay.
Family only. So we got, it was like a bunch of little... Like they have the main area, and then across the street was a quote-unquote conference center. I guess it's more empty. You know, they've hollowed out these buildings. Okay. But everything, like you can tell, it's like made for Instagram. It's gorgeous out there. Everything's coordinated and all that. So
Värmdö is one of those places, because I think I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. When Adrian was playing floorball in Ibandy, we were all around, Stockholm, from north to south to east to west. And there's a little town called Ingarö. And Ingarö is kind of like, it's Nacka, Värmdö, like out that way. It's way out there. But those places where you start kind of on a freeway, when you're coming through the tunnel and you got like 3-4 lanes, and then it goes down to like 3, and then it goes down to 2, and then all of a sudden you're like on no lanes, and then it
like turns to dirt.
It turns into like gravel and like occasional street light here and there, but it's beautiful out there. But it's out there. I think Karin from Love Stockholm, I think when they first moved, they were in a house way out that way.
See, it's gorgeous. It's amazing. The air quality is like second to none in the world. It's like you feel when your lungs breathe in. Like we went on a hike through the woods to get to this quote unquote nature beach, right? Which was, yes, it's a beach, but everything's rocks. So like, with a kid, it gets a little complicated. But you had to walk through this beautiful, like quintessential European forest with like these giant pine trees that are only about like 2 feet across, but they've grown 50 feet in the air, and then like all the branches on the lower side, they've all crisped off because they don't get the light, and then there's moss growing all over the rock. So it feels like you're walking through a fairy tale.
I was gonna say Disney. It's kind of like a Disney.
And the air in there, everything smells so good, and Dylan's picking up on the vibes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like to come back, man. If you haven't gotten the rain yet today.
Right.
You're probably about to, because when we tried to come back at 2, the bus, like the black skies showed up with like lightning strikes like all around us. Yes. And then the pouring rain. It's raining sideways.
Yeah.
And then the bus just decided, no, I'm not going to show up. Like, I don't like driving in this. I'm not going to show. And we're like, Uber? No cars available. Taxi Stockholm? No cars available.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to throw a wild card in here. Bolt has not come to your area yet. I'm like, son of a...
Right. Typical.
How are we going to get home?
Typical. Said if Bolt's not out here, Domino's definitely isn't delivering out here.
No.
But you guys...
I bet I could find kebab pizza out there. That's for sure. Hey, probably
3 different little restaurants around that graveled driving area.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget the pizza salad that comes with it. Like, no, I'm good.
But how did you guys do weather-wise? Did you luck out?
We lucked out so hardcore. So Friday, we're going out there. We left like 10 o'clock in the morning. Stockholm Friday was wet. Yeah. Like just this weird, drizzly, perfect midsummer weather. Yeah. Like that is the quintessential midsummer weather. Just dark, overcast everywhere, and just enough rain.
Yeah.
Like not a drizzle where you can just like take a walk and be like, yeah, okay, it's raining, but whatever,
right.
Whatever. It's not that much. No, it was just enough to be like, you're coming back with your socks slopping, soaking wet.
Oh yeah.
And we're out there with the kid in the stroller, and the second you put like the little cover over top of him, he's like, I will not be contained.
Yeah.
So he's like fighting everything. You're just like, oh God, where is this bus? And we're prepared for like the bus to be full. What happens? The bus shows up. It's full. I barely get, Renata barely gets in with the stroller. I barely get in with our little suitcase.
Oh no.
And I'm like holding on to like where it's like all the roped off areas.
Wow.
And he starts driving, and then I'm like, oh, cool. I can see his little control screen. That's interesting. Like all the little buttons and all that. I can see when someone hits stop. I'm like, okay, this is a convenient spot right here. I know when he's going to brake and all that.
I wonder what this button does.
Yeah. And I see like he has like number, what was it? 473 or 437, full stat. Like the bus is full. Ain't no one getting on. The guy keeps stopping at all the stops, and he keeps letting more people on. I'm like, dude,
Wow,
where are they going?
Yeah,
You can't go anywhere. So it was like sardines, and then another can of sardines.
Right,
That's what it was.
You're looking at the driver, going, "Hey, look."
I'm like, bro,
I don't know too many Swedish words.
I can see right there in the monitor. Hey, I don't even know Swedish. I know that's the word. That's the magic word. Don't let anyone else on.
Yeah, I know that's the Swedish word for no more people getting on the bus.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But then, so we get there, and then the sky opens up. So now we've packed for like a cool, wet weekend.
Okay.
We've got rain gear, like we're ready to walk through the woods and all that kind of stuff. And then the sky opens up, and then it's just blue Swedish midsummer sun beaming down on top of us. Mm-hmm. And it got real hot real quick.
Yeah. And that's the way it is. I mean, that, like you said, that's almost like a typical midsummer. Yeah. And it a lot of it just has to do with the timing. If you can sneak your outdoor meal, into that brief, blue sky kind of period, then you're doing good. But that morning was pretty damp.
Yeah. But then Saturday was supposed to be the worst day. It was supposed to be super rainy the whole day.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, we'll go around, we'll see the animals, and then I don't know, we'll occupy them with cartoons. Who knows what we're gonna do? We'll figure it out, But then until about, again, 11 o'clock, it was super overcast, kind of a little bit chilly. And then same thing. The clouds part, and then it's like pure blue sky with the sun beaming down. And you're like, run back to the house. We need sunscreen. Ah!
But you almost get a little suspicious, too. It's almost like a little bit of sunlight.
Like, oh, great. What does it say for tomorrow? It's going to be the opposite.
Yeah. Yesterday, Midsummer Day, we went for our walk. We decided in the morning, we're like, okay, we'll get up and we'll go for our walk. So we put on our stuff and hop in the car. And as we're leaving, a couple of neighbors are coming back, and they're like, oh, did you see the dark clouds coming in, over the thing? And we're like, oh, okay.
Dark clouds, please.
Yeah.
You have no idea what I've run into on this trail just the past 2 months.
But so we're on our way down there, and like maybe halfway to where we go for our walks, it starts drizzling.
Oh no.
And then it starts pouring. I didn't know whether or not we should turn around or start building an ark, because I was like, I mean, the amount of liquid that was coming out of the sky, and we typically go for our walk and then we swing by Ika on the way home. But this time I was like, hey, why don't we go ahead and flip this around a little bit? Let's go back to the store, go shopping, and then when we come out, maybe it's, let up enough where we can go walking.
Right.
So we did that. We finally get down to the place to go ahead and take our walk. And the closer we get, people are coming, walking in the opposite direction, drenched. I mean, you could just see, the thing, but we parked and we knew what we were in for. We were like, let's just do it. Let's do it. I mean, what's a little rain going to do, right? So
famous last words.
Hey, so we take our walk, and it just starts. I mean, the heavens opened up. And after about 15 minutes, because you're getting
the Swedish god of rain is sitting out there over Nina's time and be like, Rodney, seriously?
Yeah.
You doubt me? Seriously?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It shall rain.
Oh yeah. Him. He was like, "Hey, pineapple dude, try this on for size." but we're walking through and we're just getting more and more soaked. I had a baseball cap on, because I typically, I have a baseball cap most of the time anyway. But that helps with rain because it's keeping it at least directly out of your face and your eyes.
For sure.
And then it was kind of muggy warm, but I went ahead and put on. I have like a thin jacket, like rain jacket that I had on. So it wasn't bad. That walk is typically about 30 minutes. It's like 3-something kilometers. Halfway through it, I mean, we were laughing. I mean, Lynn and I thought we were sitting there. We definitely woke up. I mean, we woke up, we're drenched. We had water in every nook and cranny. And we were talking about because in the beginning, you're kind of dodging the puddles. You're like going off to the side and you jump and you go to the middle and stuff. You get to the point where your socks and your shoes and your bone marrow is so...
Then you become the god of rain, like Puddle. You doubt me? You dare stand before me? I shall put my foot in thee.
Yes. But yeah, by the end of the last 10 minutes, we were just going straight down. We were just like, you can't get wetter.
Yeah,
so
seriously. Everything's all pruny already.
Yeah. And I'm glad that we actually did the reverse order, because I don't think we could have gone into Ica like that. We looked...
I would have loved to see that.
Yeah. And everything, when you get that wet and you're going on those forest walks, there was so much stuff stuck to the back of our legs, because you're kicking up. I mean, it was like, it looked like we've been motor cross biking stuff. But
well, that's the thing, isn't it? When you get home, then you still have to hose yourself off with more water because you're muddy, like all up the backside.
Yeah.
And you're just like, more water? Why not? I'm keeping my clothes on this time.
It is kind of funny how the first thing you do when you get home from a walk like that is to take a shower. It's like, oh man, I got soaked. I better take a shower.
Yes. Yes, but that's perfect. Like curl up on the couch, pull a blanket up, even though it's like 22 degrees, and throw on the Netflix.
But we laughed. I mean, we laughed a bunch. Just what are you going to do? I mean, that's...
Can't do nothing about it.
But we had also talked a little bit about, like the older you get, and eventually, like when you get really, really old, and you potentially can't go out on outdoor walks like that. For whatever reason, for walking difficulties, or you just can't move like that. And we were sitting there going, those are the days when you kind of look back and you go, man, I would give anything just to be able to go on one of those rain-drenched, soaking, muddy.
Yes.
So we sucked it all in. We sucked. I think our stuff is still drying.
I love it.
It might still be drying.
Well, hey, the dryers with the washing machines in this country, it'll be dry until next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it in the spin cycle again.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about the food that you guys had for Midsommar. Did you guys do like the traditional Midsommar spread, or?
So what they gave us the option of, since we came with small child, they were like, look, the kitchen for dinner opens at 5.
Right.
The lunch service is like from noon to 4, and then dinner service starts at 5 and goes till who knows. Yeah. Later, then I can get Dylan to stay up, basically.
Right.
So the first night they were like, well, do you want to book like the family meal? I'm like, yeah, why not? That sounds perfect. So it was like a bunch of different grilled vegetables, grilled meats, and then like a side of fries and a couple sauces and all that stuff. And they were like, yeah, he's so small, just pay for the two of you. And it was like a set menu kind of thing. Like they come out with like a garden fresh gazpacho, which is amazing. And then they came out with like this big tray of like the whole assortment. It's like, oh, that's cool. I like that. Very good. Yeah, very nice. And the second night we were like, no, let's do a la carte.
Yeah.
So we come in, same time, 5:30, it's late for Dylan, but it's doable.
Yeah.
And we both got fish. I got like a cured, the English menu translation was rainbow salmon, but I'm pretty like it couldn't have been salmon. It was like a similar colored fish, but it was probably something else.
Okay.
But it was like cured with dill and salt. And if any of y'all need some inspiration, go check out our friend of the pod, Jermaine.
Oh, good old Lux.
Yes.
Yeah.
She made some amazing posts this past weekend. And then Hanata had this, they called it breaded witch, was the English translation. It's like this white fish. Like, the thin cod, not the big, thick loin of the cod, but the thin one. So they rolled it up, a couple pieces rolled up.
Yeah.
And then they dip it in like an egg batter, and then they roll it in breadcrumbs, and then they fry it.
Okay.
It was really good. It was like they had peas. It was like a Swedish fish and chips kind of thing.
Okay, but it's not flat. It was like a roll.
No, yeah, it was like a big, thick kind of thing. Cooked really well done. And then for Dylan, we were like, okay, so of all these things, he's a Brazilian, so he always goes for the beef. Let's get him the beef. It was like a ox fillet with French fries, basically.
Okay.
Bro ate one piece of the meat, and then was just like all about the French fries and the bread and butter. And we took one bite of that ox fillet. We were like, kid, do you know what you're missing?
Wow.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
That was like the highlight of the trip.
Yeah, he was like fries. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, the food was amazing. It was just like the kids' menu. We sat down for lunch today, and Hinata and I both look at each other. We're like, do we just order like 2 rounds of the kids' ox fillet?
Yeah. And then it'd be like, he's eating all 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's really good, really well done.
Okay, but so you guys didn't have any like midsummer, like traditional Swedish midsummer food?
No, I mean they had like what do you call it? The sill.
Yeah.
Herring and stuff like that on the menu as appetizers. But yeah, Hinata's not so much of a fan of that kind of stuff. So we just kind of picked our way through.
Okay.
As we saw fit. Still saving up on my herring intake for the year for when we come down to Nina's.
Oh yeah. Well,
you know what I'm talking about.
We'll definitely have you covered down here. We definitely have you covered. No, but we did like a traditional lineup. We had herrings and the nypotatis, the fresh potatoes. And I think we did because Veronica's boyfriend Noel was here for dinner, so it was us 4 out back. It was really nice. I mean, the weather was perfect by that time of the day, and we had also done like Swedish meatballs and prinskorv, the small hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
Always a hit. But yeah, it was just a really nice, and I think we wrapped up the evening watching. Let's see, what was it? Traditional Swedish midsummer movie, Central Intelligence with with Kevin Hart.
I think I've seen. Man, anything with Kevin Hart, like I can watch that stuff all day.
Yeah, no, it was actually a really good.
It's basically him running around yelling about, man, my kids don't respect me, and I'm sure to sell. That's basically the whole movie every time, but it's still funny anyway.
But Kevin Hart, and Rock. And Dwayne,
oh yeah.
So the chemistry that they had was fantastic. But anyway, yeah, we had a really nice midsummer, relaxing. What is that? What's going on over there?
Well, the door opened and closed, so there creates a air vacuum, and the light in this room is like there's a pressure sensor, so like I can push up here, and then the light turns on. So the idea is when you open the door, then the light turns on automatically.
I thought
God forbid they put like a normal human beings, they put a light on a switch in here.
Right.
That would be convenient.
Yeah, because
then you could see all the coats back here. You could see everything.
For a second there, I thought it was like lightning.
You can see you see the leather one and the red one, but then you could see the blue one and the herringbone one, and then
hey, how much you want for that orange one? And the
hey, how much you willing to pay?
Yeah.
Hey, I do have to give a little bit of a shout out.
Okay.
I gave my mom a spoiler alert already.
Oh.
So I feel a little bit obligated to bring this up.
Okay.
Last week, I came in so hot and heavy. Shots. Oops.
Uh-oh.
See, what had happened was everything I'm booking. So to book a vaccine here for COVID, you have to go through this. You go through 1177,
and then
big health authority. They say, okay, now from this year older, now you can book. And from this year older, now you can book. So normally you get tipped off by someone else.
Yeah.
You can sign up for Doctor 24 and all the services.
Yeah.
And they won't tell you anything. Normally you have to be tipped off by someone else in a WhatsApp chain of something like, hey, by the way, you can get a vaccine like from 2 days ago. You're like, what? What? So you go into this other app, 1177 says, ha, that's nice. Go over here.
Mm-hmm.
this thing called Altid, like
Alltid
all day
öppet.
open.
Yeah, alltid öppet.
all day
Uh-huh.
open. And then you have to like, they make you think you can do it in English, but then like, good luck with that. And then they're like, okay, do all these questions in Swedish, and then you're like, I'm just gonna go nay 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 nay
Right.
nay 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 nay
Yeah.
nay 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 nay.
Nay, nay.
Oh, this one looks important. Yeah. Ooh, okay, I can book. Okay, I got it right.
no.
Okay, cool,
Okay.
cool. And then you have to sit there flipping through all the options of the hospitals,
Exactly.
the clinics. And normally it's like we have one spot available in Uppsala
Right.
for 6:50 a.m. today, and
Yeah.
it's already 9 o'clock. And you're like,
Yeah.
what? What's going on here? Or they say tomorrow, and then you click on the thing, and
you're
then
like,
it
nope,
says no
too
times
late.
available
Yeah.
tomorrow. And you're like, what are you doing to me?
Huh.
So then Thursday, before we recorded the last episode, I think it was Thursday,
Yeah.
they say Zinkensdamm.
Mm.
And I'm like, ooh, Zinkensdamm.
that's close.
That's easy to get
Ah,
to. Yeah, that's Sodermalm. I can do that. I can bike there. Hell,
Right.
Dylan goes to school on Sodermalm. I can walk there.
Yeah.
I'll get a good walk in. And it says Monday. Monday. Shots. Shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I booked that thing. I show up Monday. I'm ready to go. I check in, and like Zinkensdamm is like it's the football stadium, the football stadium.
Yeah.
And so you have to like check in where the ticket booths are, right?
Yeah.
And this woman's there, and like I give her my information. Yeah, when's your appointment for? I think 10:45 or something like that. And then she's like, okay, let me get your information, blah, 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 blah. And then she goes, Like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Can I get your... She says something like, we've already established that I speak English, but then she says something like, something, dark side, something, identification. I'm like, aha, I know that one. That one's ID card.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm like, oh no, you got two hmms. This is a problem.
Right.
She shows me the iPad. She's like, I have someone else for this time, it looks like. And it's someone's name. Like, it's not even Swedish. I don't even know. Like, it's like from the other side of the world, practically.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, that's interesting. She goes, do you have like the booking from Altid? And I'm like, oh, yeah, they sent me a text yesterday. I can pull that up, no problem. So I pull up the text, and I'm about to hand her the phone, and I go, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
And then I feel like I get really short.
Oh, no.
Hello?
Because I'm about to show, Monday. Boom, right there.
Yeah.
And it says 05/07/2021. And I'm like,
Oh, bro.
my appointment's in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I could get out was, well, at least I know where I'm going now.
Exactly. You'd be like, I did this on purpose. I just wanted to go
Yes,
through.
now you
This was
know
a
where
dry
you're
run.
going.
I just wanted to do a dry run to make sure that I got in the right line.
It was deliberate.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, my goodness. And you saw that I got my second shot.
Bro.
And that happened. Hey,
Squeeze lemon in that wound right now.
I just wanted to let you
Squeeze the
know.
lemon in.
And it was so easy. It was so easy. I went. I got the SMS. I went in immediately. I was out in Kista working, and one of the places that popped up was Kista Mässan, the big trade show center.
Yes.
And I scrolled in, and I started clicking on numbers. And after about 6 attempts of trying to, you click on it, it's like, oh, okay, here's 9:30. You click on it, it's like, oh, no more. I got one at 2 p.m. after lunch. So they dropped me off from work a couple minutes. And
Well, at my rate, I might have my second dose by Christmas. Hopefully.
yeah.
Okay, everybody, that's it for this week's episode. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. And we would like to ask you, it's that time of the pod again. If you would be so kind, go to wherever you're listening to this podcast. If it's Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, please, please, please get in there. Leave us a review. We would appreciate it oh so much. And then come back here next time for more Two Guys, Three Crowns.